There is no one scorecard for determining who won and who lost last night, but a consensus does seem to be emerging. Ross Perot, the star of the night, partly because no one knew what to expect. Bill Clinton, just good enough. And President Bush, he'll have to do much better.
It was October 1992. George H.W. Bush, Poppy Bush, was president. He was running for re-election. And at the first presidential debate that year, he absolutely bombed. If that Tom Brokaw stand-up was not enough to convince you, check out the headline in the Boston Herald the next day. Bush strikes out. A Snap poll taken after the debate found the percentage of voters who thought President Bush had won the debate was in the teens. It was 18%. That first debate went very terribly for Poppy Bush, and indeed, he went on to lose his effort to be reelected in 1992. But look at the rest of the data here. The first debate also went terribly for Poppy Bush's son in 2004 when he was looking for a second term, running for re-election against John Kerry. Reviews of his first debate performance were just as brutal as the ones had been for his dad. Like this one from The Atlantic, quote, "That was George Bush's worst performance in a debate by far ever. My mantra had been that neither Bush nor Kerry had ever lost a debate. That is no longer true." George W. Bush's approval rating a week before that debate was as high as 54%. After his terrible performance in that first debate, it dropped 7 points just from that one debate. But of course, he went on to win re-election anyway in 2004. Then there was what happened to President Obama in 2012. Again, looking for a second term, running for re-election up against his opponent, Mitt Romney. The first debate that year, a disaster for the incumbent president. The headlines were unanimous. Obama snoozes and loses. Romney was hungry. Obama was flat. Mitt Romney comes out on top as Obama stumbles in first debate. Obama had a 9-point lead in the polls in September 2012. After his terrible performance in October, he ended up tied with Romney in the polls. But then Obama won election in November and got a second term. Regardless of the eventual electoral outcome, it is almost an axiom of politics that first debates are rocky for incumbent presidents. Now, why is that? What is it about being an incumbent president that makes you suck at your first debate when you're running for re-election? I don't know. Lots of competing explanations out there, but it does seem to be something that universally holds. I will also mention that Donald Trump was no exception. When he was the incumbent 4 years ago, it was not that long ago. I'm sure you remember how that went for him. But I think this headline at The Guardian sums it up well. This was after the first debate with Donald Trump as the incumbent and Joe Biden as the challenger. Quote, "Donald Trump ensures first presidential debate is national humiliation." It's always the case. And tonight, Joe Biden was the 9th incumbent president in a televised general election debate. He and his team very, very, very much wanted to defy the debating incumbent curse. They did not defy the debating incumbent curse. That said, losing the first debate is not a fatal thing for incumbent presidents. It is a historical certainty that they lose the first debate. But in terms of its overall electoral impact, history says, meh. Joining